So Brian, delighted to have you here from Silver Springs Networks. How are cities going to look in the future? Because the great talk is about networked cities now, isn't it? And I heard that University College London, they're doing some research to say that we'll have all the machines we need in 200 years, and then humans, job over. Is that going to happen?
Well, I guess there's quite a lot to happen between now and then. It's certainly a fascinating time at the moment, as well as the technology providing the networks, as you mentioned, and all the devices that are bringing data from systems that cities have never been able to connect before. What's really interesting is the cities themselves are going through a huge change. We're seeing many of the traditional boundaries between departments being challenged, and cities are really looking to how to reinvent themselves. I think in large part response to this technology, the technology cycle shrinking, so everything happening much faster than it did before, and also the challenges around financial restrictions and energy restrictions, and so all these things are coming together, and cities are really looking to see how they can change the way they work as an organisation and how they change the way they work with providers as well.
You're European director. Have you noticed how different countries react to the idea of these networks? Are some more adaptable than others? I know that Singapore loves the whole idea of connected cities, and they're very relaxed about it. Is that the same in Europe?
I think it does definitely vary city, certainly region by region. You see quite a bit of difference. I think it is really being embraced here in Europe, and many of the, I think perhaps because, coming back to the points I mentioned, there's maybe more historical challenges here because things are older and there's more tradition in place, and so some of those things are being challenged in the more medieval cities we see here in Europe versus the cities that have the luxury of starting from scratch in other parts of the world, or kind of really redoing things. So I think there's definitely a huge interest in things here in Europe, and in many of the areas Europe is kind of leading the way.
Of course, the main reason for using these networks is cost saving, isn't it? And I know you've done some work in Copenhagen where I think they've saved about 50% of their costs on lighting, and I know from reading other council websites that that's the biggest bill for a city.
So cities are looking to tackle many different areas or challenges, but those that have a clear economic business case are the easiest for them to do, and that's why we're seeing street lighting becoming in many ways the poster child of smart city projects, because as you mentioned, the largest component of a city's energy bill is typically its street lighting, and new LED technology allows them to cut that in half, and so that allows for a very quick payback. It's easy to get funding, and so many cities are choosing, while doing that, to actually put in place the building blocks that let them accelerate many other smart city initiatives. So flexible networks that can connect many other devices beyond just lights, and flexible software platforms to actually manage those. And so Copenhagen, you mentioned, are really embracing that approach. Their original target was a 50% energy saving, and I think they're expecting to achieve 55% and continue to grow that year on year.